All right, welcome to Reso Biz. Today's topic is this. You do hear the buzz, right? 5 of the most common places to find a buzz. Here we go. Hi, I'm Byrl with Byrl Guitars, and this is Reso Biz, where everything is greater with a resonator. So what I'm going to do is start with the easiest possibility, and then we'll work our way to the hardest ones. I think that's how I'm going to do it. So step number 1, check your tensioning screw. If you've been messing with it, or it's a brand new guitar, or I don't know what the different scenarios might be, but check your tensioning screw. And the thing is when if you've had it apart and you put your spider into the cone, see that? So that was one. I did, well actually when I was tightening this up, I'm messing with it, I'm tweaking the tone on it and changing things around, and let it sit overnight. Actually, I think I just got the strings on it. I had a customer in here and never got tightened up. I hit it and I'm like, whoa, why does this sound like this? And then it wasn't buzzing, it was just dead, and everything was muffled. And then I finally did hear the buzz, so I got in there, tightened it, and there it was. So then I loosened it back up for you. Okay, next one, number 2, bad strings. Sometimes we get all worked up because we think, I keep hearing this buzz, and what's making it do this? And these wounds on the strings, especially these, usually it's never these. The wounds on these first 3 or 4 strings from the top going down, they break. Especially, some are worse than others. And so change your strings. That's what I would say. Change your strings, number 2. And then, of course, number 1 was that tension string. Number 3, next tip to go to, you say, well, I know it's not my strings. I made it number 3 because of this. I know it's not my strings, so they're brand new. I don't think it's the string. One thing is, on a dobro, if you don't already know this, the G string, the middle G string, that wound breaks. If you play moderately hard for very long, and when I set up a dobro, I really dig in, and I will just tear it up. And in the first setup, I'll go through a set of strings. Of course, I've got the strings loosened up, and I tweak stuff, and then I tighten them back up, and then I loosen them. But I'm always playing it, and within a couple hours, I've killed that string. And so usually I've got to replace that string pretty quick. So you say, well, it's a new strings. I don't think it's that. You better check that string. And if you can buy individual ones for dobros. Beard sells them individually. I think you might be able to get other places. Number 4, if you look down in here, and if you see these little balls on the ends of the strings that hold it in, if they're turned a little funny, and you don't have, and you can see a little bit, which I'll have to trim that off. I didn't realize it was like that. But there's a little rubber I put underneath the bottom of this. It's not actually rubber. It's like a rubbery foam. Anyhow, you can use felt and put underneath this thing, and you want it to go across the bottom so that the tail piece doesn't vibrate against the plate. And also you want it to cover up a little bit where the strings are coming in, because they can actually touch the plate too. If you put them in there twisted just a little bit, I've had where strings can just barely touch the plate, and then when you're really playing hard, they'll rattle on it. And so you want to make sure that that's taken care of and right. All right, that's number 4. Number 5. And this is the one that's not so much fun, but what sometimes will happen is you'll have a slot that's not cut right, or has worn down from changing strings and playing hard or whatever, and it starts to buzz. And so what I do is, if I've got a removable palm rest, I start with I guess there are a couple ways you can do it. you can lift the string out. Let's say you want to test it, and you tap it up on the and do one at a time, but tap it on the nut. And if it sounds like, you sound like, oh, this string is buzzing, put it up on the nut. And if it doesn't buzz when you put it up on just the flat part of the nut, then that's probably your problem here. It's right there at the nut. And what I will do is get I have one of these little files I've made just for little out in the field, out in the wherever you might be, and you just put that in there and you just run it through, and you want to angle it off the back. You don't want to cut you don't want to cut up like this. You want to cut down off the back. And another little trick is if you put some lead in it from a pencil, it'll do two things. It'll keep that string from binding when you're tuning, but it'll also show you how much you're rubbing and where you're rubbing. And you can just file that ever so slightly with a banjo string, the wound banjo string. And you slide it back in the nut. And then if it didn't take care of it, you might do a little bit more, but also it might be having to do the same thing at the saddle. Now, if I have removable palm rest, so I can take the palm rest off and get in there and work on that thing. More times than not, though, it is the saddle that gives me the troubles. And I'll just go directly to the saddle and try to figure that out. All right, that's number 5. And then, oh, that's it, number 5. I have more than, I have like 14 of them, but those are the most common places that I get a buzz on a dobro that I'll go to right away. I'll give you a bonus tip. A strap lock, which I would very much encourage one of these with a dobro, because we're hooking it on and spinning them around and working them. And I've had a couple come loose because of that. So a strap lock on a dobro, I think, is a very good thing. All my dobros come with it, unless you ask not to have it. If, let's say you don't have it, I don't know if this would even be a thing with anybody, but I've constantly, because I'm always putting them on, but I'll have that strap locker back here, and that piece is loose. And I just tried it a minute ago. I tried kind of really playing rough, and I couldn't get it to rattle. But for whatever reason, sometimes it will rattle, and I'll forget that thing's on there because I haven't got it on the strap yet, and it will drive me crazy looking all over the place. And then I'll remember, oh yeah, the strap lock's not. But that, I don't know, that would be a common thing for anybody, because usually you'll have it hooked to your strap. And I'm always putting them on new dobros, and that's what I put them there so I don't lose it. All right, that's 5, kind of 6 tips. Most common places I look for buzzes when I'm hearing them on a dobro. All right, thank you for watching. Look for another video next week. And I would really appreciate it if it was a helpful video. Would you give it a like and hit that subscribe button so you can catch the videos. There'll be a notification when I put another one out. Thank you very much.